Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Tiff and today we're talking about acne. This is our third video in the video series and it's working from the inside out. So when we have issues, sometimes we got to take care of the stuff that's bothering us right away, and most of the time that's the stuff that we can see with our own two eyes. It's the pain that we feel on our skin or inside, and that's where we got to work because it will bring us some relief, right? But in order to take care of an issue, it most likely is coming from something going on inside of us that we can't see. And so if we only work on the surface, then we're only taking care of the smallest portion of the problem possible. So working from the inside out, this is about how to take care of our bodies and minimize our acne breakouts so we can live a happy life. Because a life without acne is a happy one, right? I feel like only people who have acne will know what I'm talking about. But it's just kind of upsetting, right? Now, I'm not saying that you'll never have a breakout, but I am saying that working from, like, my skin has significantly improved since working from the inside out, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to do that, and I'll begin with a little story. I was having the worst cystic breakouts a few years ago. They just kept coming. One would come, another one would come, those would go away, another one would pop up, and I really did not understand like what was going on with these cystic breakouts. There's basically no cure for them. Like, all of these products here that I just showed you, they'll help you with your cystic breakouts, but they're not going to really take care of them, especially if you're getting them the way that I was getting them. And really hard to get rid of, and they're most likely the ones that are going to leave like the most scarring on your face. And I also think they're the ones that cause the most irritation in us because they're painful, they're visible. It's like not like a blackhead that's just like inside of the skin and all you see is like a little black point, and they're pretty easy to extract. It's like the cystic breakouts are the worst. They completely change the shape of your face, right? Like if you have one on your cheek, you're going to see it. It's so visible. So I'd say these cause the most pain, right? The most suffering. And basically what happened is like I started looking into foods. This was right after, so if you watch video 1, this was right after I went to the dermatologist, and he was like, well, here's a prescription. And I was like, well, isn't there something else other than just prescribing me something? And he looked at me and he just said, nope. Like, no, that's it. And at that was actually the point in time where I learned that doctors are only focused on, they're not like going to show you all of the options. They're only going to show you what's in their like pinpointed view, right? So there's 3 foods that cause acne. And one of them or all of them could be your issue. You just need to figure it out. So the first one is dairy, the second one is sugar, and the third one is gluten. And I'm gonna add 4th as red meat, and I'll tell you why in a sec. Why do these cause acne? Well, dairy, if I had to explain this in the least disgusting way possible, dairy in your intestines causes the growth of mucus. Mucus hardens against your intestine wall, and it actually like becomes black because it rots there, okay? It does not get excreted because you really have to remove it almost like manually to get it out. Not like manually, but like you have to really intentionally remove it, and you don't know that there's mucus there because from eating dairy because you can't see it, right? Sugar is basically I don't know why, like what causes it in the intestines, but I don't know, you probably notice if you drink soda or if you like monitor your sugar intake and what types of sugar cause. It's usually white sugar, like high fructose corn syrup, or like really sugar things, not like fruit sugar. Not like natural sugar like honey, but like the actual like white sugars. All I know is if you cut out the sugar, you're going to cut out your acne. And I know this because I did it. The other one is gluten. See, I haven't been able to cut out gluten because I think it's a really difficult thing to cut out. There's wheat in everything, and I already have the sugar and the dairy cut out, and so like gluten for me is really difficult, but I still get breakouts. So maybe I need to detox from gluten and see how that goes. And red meat kind of like just is, for me at least, is really hard to digest. So it gets stuck in my intestines, and when you get stuck in the intestines, your waste gets reabsorbed into the bloodstream. Okay? That's what happens down there. It's not a great topic to talk about. This is what I was talking about in video 1 when I said it gets kind of nasty. So if we're going to work from the inside out, we're going to work the digestive system, and we're also going to work on the mind. And when I tell you I literally work on things in a very holistic way, I want to attack the problem from multiple angles so I cover all of my bases. So the skincare and the preventative treatments, those are for the in the moment physical problems. That's the outside in, because I see it with my eyes. I wake up every day, I look in the mirror, I know what's going on my face, okay? Sometimes we don't monitor our thoughts that closely because we don't have a mirror for our thoughts. But we do, because it's called the physical realm. Everything that exists in the physical realm, every person that we encounter is a mirror for us, and that's sort of how we know what's going on in our minds. And this is where it comes in with the whole thought process thing, because like if we have a breakout, maybe we're thinking some thoughts in the background over there that are not conducive to having a clear face. All right? So when we look in the actual mirror, we're looking at our mirrored self. Whoa, that went down a wormhole. I need to crawl myself back out of that one. Anyways, here we go. So I got a series of colonic treatments. Basically, if you've never had one, this was back when I was having really bad cystic acne and I really wanted to clean out my digestive system. So I got a series of colonics. It was about 5 or 6 maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. I thought I'd try anything. Anyways, what I saw coming out of there was the black mucus from the dairy that I had eaten. Side note, I didn't know that I was allergic to dairy, okay? My parents never told me. We'll leave that one for the therapist. But anyways, so I cut out dairy from my diet, I cut out gluten, and I cut out sugar. I went for this series of colonics. Now, when we cut out foods from our bodies, from our diets, we need to give it at least 3 to 6 months. Why? It's because our digestive system harbors a lot of, let's say, like the dairy that we ate from back in the day that's now turned into mucus. It's still in there. So in order to clean it out, we need to give our body a fair chance to get rid of it naturally or through colonics or through a cleanse. So it's not being reabsorbed and transferred out through the entire body. So that's probably one of the most important things. If you're going to change your diet, make sure you give it 3 to 6 months before you judge it. If you can't stay away from dairy for that long, then your acne is not important enough to cure. This is where it comes down to making decisions and seeing what's important for us. Is the pleasure of eating dairy more important, or is having a clear face more important? That's a decision that you need to make. Also, you gotta trust. Like, I have a friend who has really bad acne. She gave up dairy for like a week, and she's like, no, that didn't help. And so I'm just gonna eat it because it makes me happy. And so then, it's like, what are you looking at in your life here? 1, that's not enough time. 2, maybe you just like dairy and you're okay with the acne then. Don't complain. Anyways, so series of colonics, 6, I would say 6 to 12 is probably a good range, depends on how long it's been. And then change your diet 6 to 12 months. 3 to 6 months, sorry. And once every quarter, I do this cleanse. It's an intestinal Formula 2 cleanse by Dr. Schulze. This is one of the best cleanses I've ever had. It would be good maybe to pair this with your colonic treatments if that's what you're into. And basically it's 5 days and you do this entire jar. But this is an entire intestinal cleanse. Your digestive system starts at your esophagus. So that scrapes everything from your esophagus in your mouth down through all of your digestive system, and basically that's it. Yeah, I do that once a quarter. Also, this is not the only thing. I just ran out of, this is actually empty too. But you pair that with the Formula 1 and you take it with the Formula 2. So the diet and a cleanse. So there's a lot of intestinal cleanses out there, digestive system cleanses, and I think you should shop around and find what's good for you. But so if you want a starting spot, this is a really good one. It's worked really well for me, so I highly recommend giving it a try. There are a bunch of other cleanses out there, so give them a shot. I don't know. This is a journey, okay? This is a journey. This is a 1,000-mile journey for the face. All I'm gonna say is, like, I've dealt with a lot of things my whole life, and maybe this is a video for, okay? And one of the things I realized is the things that I've dealt with for forever, that would be like my muscular pain, my low self-confidence, my acne, my body issues. Like, these things may just be my 1,000-mile journey. And along that journey, I'm gonna find products, I'm going to find words, I'm going to find things that help me along and make my life a little bit better. And the key though is, I don't know if these things will ever go away, okay? Like, I may be dealing with this my whole life, but that's the journey, all right? If you've ever run a marathon, if you've ever climbed a hill, if you've ever done a 1,000-mile journey, those sound really cool, right? If you've ever done something long distance, some type of endurance, you know that it's like one step at a time, right? One day at a time, one moment at a time. And where I'm at with my skin may be where you're starting, or it may be where, you know, you're at in the middle of the road. So don't get frustrated with yourself. You're gonna figure this out if you keep wanting to, if you keep desiring to make things better. I've crawled down a lot of holes with the nutrition and the cleanses and the food and the diet and the masks and the ointments and the facials and the mind and the spirituality. And I'm telling you, it all works together. There is no one cure, one pill, one thing that fits all. If you do one and not the other, it's almost like putting a Band-Aid over the problem. I get really serious about the things that frustrate me. And acne is one of those, and I've almost been in tears. And I just don't want, I want everybody to know that there's hope, okay? There's hope for you. You can get this under control, and it just takes a desire to want to do it and to search for honest people who are talking about their journeys. Because if you look at ads about a product that says that it's going to take care of your acne, and you buy it just because of that, and you find that it doesn't, it's because there is no one thing fits all. There is no one pill. There's no one prescription for it. Especially if you have acne like I do, there are products that will be your favorites, that will be like your equivalent to the cleanse and this mask for you. But usually they're not the products that advertise what they're going to do, right? I don't know. That's just my experience. You gotta take a little bit from every area. That concludes the end of video 3. That is the working from the inside out. For video 4, I've saved the mind portion for last. We talked a little bit about that in video 3, but stay tuned, and we're gonna get your mind right. And I'm cheesy, sort of. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for more.